let's learn some Sketchbook Basics. This is the app. I'm going to use a stylus to do my drawing, but you can also use your fingers. I'm going to click on the Sketchbook app. I'm going to show you a few of the tools. So first, this is your brush palette. This is your toolbar. This is your brush and color puck. And these are your layers. A really fun thing that I just learned about how to clear your screen is if you double tap in the top left corner, it'll clear everything. So I'm gonna do that. Gone. Beautiful. So first, you've got all these beautiful tools on the left side here. This is the basic set of tools. You got a pencil, markers, erasers, a smudge tool, some charcoal, and some brushes at the bottom. Now, if you want to change up your brush palette, you can click this little pencil and you can make sure that library is selected, and you can go through so many different tools. Now, if you click on one of them, you can just use this tool, or you can pin the whole palette of brushes and tools onto the side there if you really want to use the paint brushes, or you really want to use all these crazy things. There are so many awesome tools in here. You really have to explore around to see what they do. And they all make different kinds of marks. That's probably the most awesome thing about this new version of Sketchbook, is that these tools are so plentiful. There are so many of them. So I'm going to stick with the basic set. So I'm going to pin that back up over there. Now, you can change the diameter of the tool that you're using by using this little meter here, this little lever, or you can use your brush puck. So if I'm going to drag this over here just so you can see. This will show you what tool you're using. This shows the color. If you go back and forth with your stylus, you're going to be raising and lowering the diameter of your tool. Now, if you go up and down, you're going to be raising and lowering the opacity, so how dark your mark is. So if we're at 100% opacity, your mark's going to look like this. If we lower it a whole bunch, it's going to look like this, and it's going to make some kind of shadows when you go across each other. Okay. So you can also change the opacity here. Now, once you pick a tool, you can change your color like this. You can either use the wheel here. Sometimes it won't quite work. You have to click on this diamond. If your colors are acting kind of weird, they're making like different colors every now and then. Sometimes it happens. If you click RGB, it'll make a difference. It's not working with this tool, but sometimes that's a problem. Okay, so there are some great tools up here. If I draw several different shapes, and I use this tool, the selection tool, and this has a lasso or a rectangle or an oval, and what these do is they help you to cut things out. So if I use my lasso and I go around this circle, then I'm going to click this transform button at the top, transform. Now I can move this shape around. If I use two fingers, I can also make it bigger or smaller or rotate it. So that's pretty cool, and this will be especially helpful if you're altering a photo, where you can add a photo into there that you take or that you find on the internet. Now, you've also got a paint bucket tool, where you can fill your shapes. There we go. This is also a fun thing if you want to try messing around with a radial fill or a linear fill. Oh, now see, none of my shapes had defined edges, so I'm gonna undo that. Let's try with a marker, or let's try with this pen. Make some really closed shapes and use the fill. And you can mess with how obvious the circle in the middle is or how shadowy it is. You could also try this one. And it'll go from left to right or right to left. It's an interesting tools there. Now let's see what else we've got up here. Oh, okay. So we also have the symmetry tool, which is a favorite. And this will be great for drawing mirror images. It's great for drawing a face if you want to practice drawing a symmetrical face. Pretty fun. You could change the symmetry to make designs in all 4 quadrants, or you can make multiple quadrants. You could turn this. So lots of possibilities here with the symmetry tool. If you want to make perfect shapes or lines, there are line tools here, shape tools, and those are the basics with Sketchbook.